Earlier this fall, we stopped by a friend's 1800's mansion. That we'll leave unnamed out of respect for the current residents. But there were rumors of supernatural activity here over the years.
Where's the best place in this building to talk to you? Is it you that's providing the energy? Are you standing next to Heather? Are you on her left right now? Are you standing to this lady's left-hand side? Well, there's definitely people here, but you'd expect that from an old building anyway, so it's no surprise. We're going to use this as a trigger object, so we've got this dustpan and we're going to balance it on the edge of this cupboard here. So we're now going to leave this as a trigger object. No one will be coming up here, it'll be a controlled area. I'm sure the bats won't be coming to this, they'll either be up high or crawling around the floor. So I'd be interested to come back in a week's time, see if that's been knocked over or see if that's been moved. So I'm just using this as a very basic kind of trigger object, that if there's any beings up here, they may interact with that and we'll see if it gets moved.
The next time someone entered the attic, you can see where the dustpan was found.
This only has a range of about 5 inches. It's a tricorder, so it measures in 3 different directions, but you're only about 3 or 4 inches away. So whatever just came through here was enough to register that. So that was interesting, just in that on its own, that's transient. Whatever's there isn't a constant. If we put this on a light switch or by a plug, it would stay on. See, that's transient, that's something moving through, right? Pretty dark. It just came on its own, no one touched it. Get out of here. So
No, it did actually.
There was immediate activity in the basement.
My name's Dr. Adrian Lee. I'm a paranormal investigator and historian. I've investigated ghosts and hauntings all over the world. We're here today to talk to you. We don't want to take you away. We don't want to cause you any problems. We're not here to harm you in any way.
As Adrian begins communication, there are energy spikes, lights being turned on and off, temperature changes, and audible responses through the ghost box.
So we just want to have a dialogue with you, and there's lots of ways in which we can do that. In fact, that's one of them right there. So if you can hear me and you want to acknowledge that, you can turn the flashlight on and off. So anytime during the course of our conversation, you have the option to turn the flashlight on and off, and that will be an indication to me that you're here. There's also some devices on this bucket. You can talk to me by making those lights go on and off. So I'll have a basic conversation to start with. Anytime during our conversation, you can turn those devices on and it will just give me an indication that you can actually hear me. Thank you if that's you putting the flashlight on. Could you bang on a wall, jump up and down, knock something over?
The flashlight was active pretty much the whole time.
There is a temperature drop, so I'm just going to keep my eye on that. We're at 68.4 right now, so I'm just going to take a baseline acknowledgement of that temperature. Who's operating the flashlight at the moment? Who's responsible for the flashlight going on and off? Can that individual give me their name? There's a lot of chit chat in there. Who's messing around with the flashlight? I'm guessing there's 3 male spirits in here, is that correct? Psychically, I think there used to be some animals down here when this building was first built. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if there wasn't some cows or some horses down here at some point. I just get that sense of animals wandering around. Can one of those spirits tell me, were there animals down here originally, yes or no? 3, 4, cat and cow. 3, 4 and cow. So am I right in thinking there were cows down here at one point in the winter, perhaps? True. Someone said Steve. Are you related to Steve, yes or no? Yes. So that was a female voice. Am I right in thinking that if you're with Steve, you're a woman? Is that correct? The male voice said yeah in the middle of that.
As an observer here, I was shocked to hear my name come up. I wasn't expecting to be involved in that capacity at all. And though we did get some responses, we weren't able to figure out who exactly this was.
Flashlight's still going on.
What we tend to do is do psychic work, then have empirical evidence like this, then back it up with historical research. So you've got this nice triangle of psychic work being validated by empirical evidence, then being validated once again by historical. So I said, for example, I thought there were animals down here at one point. I feel that psychically. The ghost box then said yes, there were 3 or 4 cows. What would then be the ideal situation is if we then went to a historical society and found documented evidence that there were animals down here at one point, and you've got this nice little triangle that's really difficult to argue with because everything's validating everything else. Is there a Sandra here, yes or no? I thought a female voice said yes. Did you used to live here? Well, the male voice shouted out yes straight off the bat. Who was the president when you used to live here? Can you tell me? Once more, can you tell me who the president was when you used to live here? I'm thinking 1913, 1914 when you lived here. Would that be correct? Can you say that again?
Eventually, Adrian turns the conversation towards some of the rumored activity here, specifically involving an incident where a chair was moved.
The story of a chair moving across the floor when a lady was playing the violin. Could you tell me who that was? Do you remember that incident? So, who moved the chair? When the violin was playing, who moved the chair? Can you tell me who moved the chair? Someone said yes, which doesn't help me. Who moved the chair?
You got violin music?
We can play violin music.
Yeah, do it.
Nice. Do you like the violin music? One of Jimi Hendrix's lesser known records. Can you tell me who moved the chair when the violin music was playing? There was a response to that. Stuff is happening, the energy has moved. Yeah, 67.1 is where the temperature sits. Who moved the chair? Can you tell me the name of the person who moved the chair? I'll give you one last opportunity. Who moved the chair? Can you give me your name? Someone keeps saying here, and you've said it several times. Who is here? Okay. Do you like the music? Yes or no? There's a lot going on in there. What we're doing is called the Singapore theory. So if you wear clothes from the period, if you play music from the period, it's called the familiarity effect, or the Singapore theory, and it's just trying to be a catalyst for spirits to have something familiar that they're happy to come through and interact with us, and a catalyst for that to happen. We've not really had a great deal for the last 5 to 10 minutes. I think we were told to leave and they've gone as well. But I'll ask to get a goodbye. I mean, all this is good information. If we came back and set up a proper investigation with static cameras, SLS, infrared, thermal imaging devices, I don't even have any of the devices with me that measure air pressure, measure humidity. This is really a very ad hoc situation, just to feel out, almost like a walkthrough, whether there is anything here and whether it be a good place to investigate. And there's certainly enough happening here that I'd feel confident, my spirit's trying to talk through me right now, that something would come along if we set up our equipment here for sure.
We got some fun bits and pieces, and the team does plan to come back and do a full investigation here in the future. In the meantime, if you like our content, please consider subscribing and sharing this channel. You can find Adrian Lee's work and books everywhere, and more unscripted paranormal on Facebook and TikTok. Thanks for watching.